you guys? It's Julie the Bibliophile, and today I am here for another Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday was a group created by Goodreads by Ginger Reeves Laney. I will link the group in the description so you can check it out. Basically, it's just a bunch of booktubers and bloggers and people who talk about books and love books in any form, getting together every Wednesday and doing a top 5 list in any category involving books. This week's category is top 5 books you did not finish. Now, before I get into this list today, I would like to say that if you love a book that I did not finish and say I did not finish because I hated it, that's just my opinion. Please continue loving your book. Do not be offended, and we can all be friends. Okay, good? Good. When I was younger, like before 9th, 10th grade, there was never a book that I didn't finish. I was so into reading then that I really gave every book a chance and loved every book that I read. Then as I got older, got a little bit more critical of things, and especially now as my reading speed has begun to slow down a lot. I really don't finish books a lot because I just realized that it's been taking me 2 months to read a book and I need to keep my book count up for the year, and so I move on to a book that I can read quickly and keep a reading slump that's too bad from happening because I've been in a horrible reading slump for like 2 years now. So there aren't that many books that I do not finish. There are a lot of books that I'm not including on this list because, you know, I feel like I might still pick them up at one point, even though it's been years since I put them down. There are a lot of books that, you know, I start and I put down and I say I'll finish this later because maybe a new book in a series comes out that I want to read, so I put the book down. Not that I'm not enjoying it, I just put it down for the time being to read something else. Or I say I'll get back to this later, I'm not enjoying it enough right now, and then I never get back to them. But the 5 books I have on this list today are 5 books that I consciously decided to stop reading, not because I was putting it down, coming back to it later, not because it was okay, but it wasn't really my thing. These are 5 books that I really knew I was not going to read anything from them or their series or whatever, ever, that I really wasn't enjoying the book, and I hated it, and, well, yeah, you get the picture. So let's get started. For number 5, I have a book that might be a big shocker. It's going to be a big shocker, even though I have talked about it on my channel before. And this book I didn't necessarily hate, but I know a lot of other people absolutely love it, and I wasn't really feeling that absolute love. About 100 pages in, I'm like, you know what, I'm really not enjoying the story, and it's slowing me down too much, and I got other things to read. And that is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, the first book in the Mortal Instruments series. Now, I'm not going to get too much into this. It was about 2 years ago when I decided to read the Mortal Instruments series, because all my friends loved them so much, and they told me the story, and it sounded really interesting, and honestly, I was pretty interested in the story from what I've been told by my friends, but the writing was just not working with me to actually sit down and read the books, so that's why I didn't finish City of Bones. Now I'm starting to get into books that I really despised, and that's why I put them down, and I'm sorry if you love a book, but this is my opinion. So, number 4 is another one that I know is popular on BookTube, so it might be a big shocker, but this one is Gone by Michael Grant, the first book in the Gone series. I got like 100 pages into this book, maybe like a quarter of the way through, and I just wasn't interested at all. I couldn't keep up with the story, I couldn't remember the characters' names, and it was just boring to me, and it kind of felt like a copy of Under the Dome by Stephen King, but with kids, and just, no. Number 3 is a book I do not have in my possession. The same reason as City of Bones, is because it was a library book that I did not finish. And that is Cruel Beauty, and I don't remember the author, so I'll just put that up when I edit this. Cruel Beauty I was very, very excited to read because Beauty and the Beast is my favorite story of all time, and Cruel Beauty was a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and it sounded really interesting to me because I love Beauty and the Beast. But I read Cruel Beauty, and I really did not like the way that the Beast and Beauty relationship was being portrayed. I didn't like the Beast. I feel like he was a monster. They were portraying him as a monster that was evil and needed to be killed, and not as a misunderstood person and creature with a past that actually had a heart of caring inside of him, like in the original Beauty and the Beast fairy tale. And there was also another character, I don't remember who, that I actually shipped the main character with, and I knew she wasn't going to end up with him because it was Beauty and the Beast. And so I just decided to stop reading this because I felt like it was destroying my favorite fairy tale, and I couldn't have that. Number 2 is a book that I got free from the library for participating in the summer reading program, and it sounded really, really interesting to me. Like, the summary of this book, the cover of this book is so intriguing, and then it let me down so hard. And that is The Alchemy of Forever by Avery Williams. This was probably the first book that took me more than a week to read, because I was reading this book, like, the summer before 10th grade, when, you know, my reading speed hadn't slowed down yet. 10th, 11th grade was when my reading speed started to really slow down to the bad point where it is now. And this was the first book that ever took me, like, more than a week to read. It was, like, 2 months, a month, I'd been reading this, and I was halfway through, and nothing at all had happened in terms of plot development. Literally, it was just, like, watching the average everyday life of a normal American teenager. It was so boring, and nothing was happening, and I was halfway through. So once I was halfway through, I'm like, alright, I've given this book enough chances. It's time to let go. And coming in at number 1 is a book that I hated so much with every ounce of my soul that I have it in my possession. But I do not even know where it is anymore, because I didn't keep track of it, because I didn't feel the need to. And that is The 9 Lives of Chloe King. Now, I got this book as a birthday present. I was reading it for like 2 weeks, and I don't even think I got 50 pages in. The protagonist was annoying and disrespectful to her mother, and just your classical, stereotypical, oh my god, I'm 16, my life is so unfair. Like, it was bad. It was so bad. The stereotypes for teenage girls, and the protagonist was just so awful that even if I had liked the story, which I didn't, the protagonist pissed me off so much that I could not bear to read like more than 2 pages of that book at a time. So I didn't finish it. That's all for this Top 5 Wednesday. I will see you guys on Friday with my BookTube video of the week. Bye-bye!